Today I'm going to talk to you all about my cardigans. I have 10 cardigans to show you. I'm going to review them by letting you know whether or not I like them out of a score of 5 and whether or not I wear them out of a score of 5. All right, so I'm going to start with my first cardigan here. It's not the first cardigan I made, but the first one I'm going to feature, which is the Olga jacket by Petite Knit. Okay, so the Olga jacket is a cardigan by Petite Knit. It's a drop shoulder and it's got the stripe effect here. And yeah, it's built by working at the back first, and then you create the back, and then you pick up for the shoulders, and then you do the sleeves after you finish the body. And it's like a kind of only a few stitches repeat of each of the colors. And then you just apply a ribbing down the front and then ribbing up along the neckline. I used Drops Fiesta. This is a superwash yarn, and I would say that in terms of whether I like it, I would give it a 4, and whether I wear it, I'd give it a 2 out of 5 because I don't really wear it, and I'll tell you why. One second. I'm not sure if you can see, but we have a bit of an error here because of the yarn doing some kind of weird twisting. And so while I really like the Drops Fiesta yarn in general, because it comes in so many different colors and it's like not too itchy and it's not too slippery, like say Drops Extra Fine Merino, I still found that one, like some of the balls of yarn have like kind of a weird twist to it. And I thought with blocking that twist would disappear, but sadly it did not. It actually got worse. So it looks a little sloppy when I wear it. So the only reason I don't really wear it is because of that one row that I think is really evident that there's something wrong with it. So I'm gonna have to go back and fix it. But in terms of like the fit, like it's not too oversized, and I purposefully selected a smaller size in order to get less ease. But yeah, I think I'll keep my ranking where it is. So on to the next one. Right, this is the Bookub cardigan by Sari Nordland, and it's also a drop shoulder construction, but as you can see, it's got cables everywhere. So you start with the back, you do the back, and then you pick up for the shoulders, and then you work the body, and then you do the sleeves. As you can see, it's actually meant to have a double knit ribbing here, but I just did regular ribbing, partially because I thought it would suit the garment better for myself, and I was feeling a little lazy. So in terms of whether I like it, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I think this is my favorite knit cardigan that I own. And in terms of do I wear it, I would say 4 out of 5. The only reason I docked mark is because I use Cascade 220 yarn, and I didn't realize that it actually pills a lot. I'm not sure if you can tell. Maybe you can tell. It doesn't look that bad, but in reality, it's actually quite a delicate yarn I'm experiencing, and I don't have a lot of, my garments don't really pill that much, but I'm finding that this one does. And so I'm a little like precious with it because I want it to last for many, many, many years. And so for that reason, I don't wear it that often, but yeah, so I try not to wear it too frequently. It's not kind of an easy throw on because I am trying to preserve it. So I highly recommend this. It's really not too complicated of a cardigan to make. It looks complicated, and I did struggle a little bit to start. But in general, I would say that this is a relatively easy cardigan. Yeah, it's not easy, but it's not as hard as it looks. I'm gonna build up a lot of static electric charge by the end of this. This is the Champagne cardigan by Petite Knit, and I'm not gonna lie, the rest of my cardigans, except for 2, are Petite Knit. So it also has like the double knit button band, and it's quite a bit of a boxy raglan style of cardigan. This, I used all of the brands. I used Drops Flora, Knitting for Olive, Silk Mohair, and Sadness Garn Sunday. And all of the colors, I have talked about it in previous videos. It's like the fog color or the putty color. Yeah, it's kind of I don't know if you can tell, it is a little bit oversized. It has kind of a big cuff, and I always have loose ends. This was knit on 4.5 millimeter needles, I think. I was really excited to make this cardigan, but in terms of when I finished it, I was a little disappointed because I do find it to be a little loosey-goosey. It's quite big. I was hoping that it wouldn't be as big as it turned out, but in terms of whether I like it, I would give it a 3. And in terms of whether I wear it, I would say 4 out of 5, because I thought, I don't like it as much as I hoped. I had a vision and it came out a little bit short, but I do actually wear it more than I thought I would, because it is relatively easy to just kind of throw on. So yeah, those are my rankings for the champagne cardigan. All right, now I'm going to talk about another Petite Knit cardigan. This is the Eva cardigan, and I will stand up. One of the biggest features about it is its ribbed 2x2 ribbed button band, which is quite pronounced. I used Drops Lima in like a dark purple mix color, and I think I made the size small. It also has quite a bit of ribbing here, 2x2. So that's kind of the feature of this cardigan, the 2x2 everywhere. So when I made it, I was a little bummed about it. And I found the Drops Lima to be a little bit itchy just after finishing it. And I remember I made a point of, in a previous video about how I wore it in an interview. I wasn't the one being interviewed, I was one of the interviewers, and I felt a little bit unprofessional. I take that back. I actually think this is it's not an unprofessional cardigan. I actually think it looks pretty good, and I actually find it very easy to wear. So I've kind of done a bit of a 180 in terms of whether I wear it. So in terms of whether I like it, I would give it a 4. And in terms of wearing it, I would say a 5. It's quite easy to wear, as I said. And it's just a very easy throw on. And I think that the fact that it doesn't have mohair makes it a little bit more wearable. And I find also that initially I found the Lima to be very itchy, or this particular sweater to be very itchy, and I'm not finding it as itchy anymore. So I don't know, maybe it just kind of softened over time. But I think the Eva cardigan is a very easy to wear cardigan, so I highly recommend it. Okay, now I'm wearing cardigan number 8. This is by my favorite things knitwear. I will stand up. It also has a double knit button band, and I really leaned into the pink here, as you can see. And this is a drop shoulder construction, so you work the back, and then you work the fronts, and then you pick up for the sleeves after you'd finish the body. It's knit on a bigger size needle. I think I used 5.5. I used a worsted weight yarn called by Phil Colonna, Peruvian Highland wool. And I used a strand of Rico Make It Tweed lace to give the tweedy effect. And I would say it's a pretty warm sweater. I regret using the pink because even though I love pink and I love purple, and I went out of my way to buy this yarn, I kind of wish I had done it in a more like a neutral or a cream, because I do feel a little awkward wearing it out and about. I don't know why. I shouldn't. I think it does sound strange to feel awkward wearing a pink sweater, but I do. So in terms of the knitting, like whether I like it, I do like it. Like I would give it 4 out of 5, but out of wearing, I'd have to give it a 1. I don't really wear it. I don't see myself frogging it or even giving it away. I think there will come a time and place. Something will change and I will want to wear it. But right now that change hasn't happened, so it's okay. So yeah, that is cardigan number 8. All right, now I'm wearing the April cardigan by Petite Knit, and I will stand up for you. I did a double knit button band, but it actually asks for just a regular ribbed button band, and has quite a bit ribbing section at the bottom here. Yeah. So the April cardigan is essentially a raglan, but it has like contiguous sleeves, or like kind of that shaping that makes it feel a little bit like a satin sleeve, as you can see, and it's a little bit more on the fitted side. I think this is one of the best cardigans by Petite Knit. I use a store brand yarn called Saltwater Taffy from Romney Wools. It was in their basement, and it has like a component of cotton, acrylic. I don't even know if it has any wool in it. So it has like kind of the rainbowy effect. And I use a strand of mohair from Rowan. Yeah, so Rowan Kids Silk Mohair. I think it's called Blue Tansy, something like that. And I love this cardigan. It was actually the first cardigan I made without the help of anybody, my mom or anyone. And this is the first Petite Knit pattern I made. And I think it was just such a good cardigan. And so in terms of whether I like it, I'm gonna give it a 5. And do I wear it? I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I don't wear it that much. I do like it. I love it. I think it's one of the best, like I said, cardigans, but I don't actually wear it that much. So I find that interesting. I will show you the next April cardigan that I also made by Petite Knit. Okay, so this is the second April cardigan that I made by Petite Knit, and I will also stand up for you. The double knit button band, I decided to carry that forward, and I leaned into the color with the buttons. And yeah, you can see all the ribbing. So for this, I knew that I liked the April cardigan, that's why I made it twice, and I decided to use the Knitting for Olive Merino Soft Silk Mohair. This is in the color Plum Rose, and I think this is a very professional sweater. I pull this out when I want to look professional, and I think this fits the bill, and I'm so proud of myself to have something that I made with my hands and that I feel professional in. I think it just really checks. It just feels like such a win. And so yeah, in terms of do I like it, definitely 5. And in terms of do I wear it, I will also give it a 4.5 because I feel like, because I only want to wear it in like special occasions or like professional occasions, I don't reach for it unless it's that occasion. And I will say that because of the yarn combination with the wool, with the merino and the silk mohair, it's not like a heavy duty, so it's like, it's not really for like winter weather, but it's so good like as an all season sweater minus extreme like heat or cold, because it's just that like perfect layer. And so I really like that combination, the merino and the mohair. But yeah, so I wouldn't, it's not exactly a winter sweater or a summer, definitely not a summer sweater. Yeah, I'm rambling. I really do like this cardigan. I really highly recommend the April cardigan. And now I will move on to the next one. All right, and so now here I have another Petite Knit pattern. This is called the Agny cardigan, and I will stand up for you. I did not lean into purple buttons. I thought like more pearly whites would suit it better. So this is a brioche cardigan. It's knit with 3mm needles. It's also drop shoulders, so you start with the back and then you pick up, you do the front, the back, you do the body, you pick up for the sleeves. You work the button band at the same time, which is super nice. You don't have to go back and pick up stitches and do that. And you got ribbing. Those are the decreases actually. This is my first time ever doing brioche stitch. I had never done it in my life until doing this cardigan. And I used Drops Kid Silk for the lavender, for the mohair, and I used Sandnes Garn, like a dusty lilac that's discontinued. Their Sunday yarn by Sandnes Garn. And I should have done the opposite if anything. I should have used a better quality mohair and maybe a Drops fingering weight merino, because I sadly find this to be extremely itchy. It's really uncomfortable to wear. I also wish I had made a bigger size. I made the size small and I should have made the size medium, because I knit it, it's just a little bit fitted for my liking. In terms of do I like it, I would give it a 4. I do like it. I think it's really impressive, and I think it's really cool that I made it. In terms of wear, I would give it a 3, maybe even a 2 out of 5. I don't wear it that often because of the itch factor, and it was just like me picking the wrong yarns. So I think I would love to make this again and fix that mistake, because I think there is a lot of potential. I think it's quite a beautiful cardigan in terms of kind of fanciness, like it's elevated. It's like a elevated cardigan, and it's really not too hard to make, to be honest. Like it's not too hard to figure out the brioche. Yeah, that's my ranking for the Agny cardigan, and I have 2 more to go. All right, this is the Esther jacket by Petite Knit. It is also a drop shoulder construction, so you work the back and then you pick up for the shoulders, you work the front, and then you do the sleeves, and you've got texture everywhere, so it's all made out of knits and purls to make this kind of really beautiful effect here, which you can see. I'll stand up for you. And you've got the ribbing all the way up and down. You don't have double knits, and I leaned into the yellow, as you can see with the buttons. I just wish I didn't make it in yellow. I know it's not like it's not like necessarily like Big Bird yellow, but it's maybe the buttons I think probably need to be changed out to make it feel a little less yellow. So I think when I first made it, I was happy that I made it. I enjoyed the process of making it. The color made me happy, but in terms of wearing it, I was feeling just like maybe like with the pink cardigan, just a little like reluctant. But I did come around. I actually do wear it. It produces a lot of warmth. Oh yeah, and the yarn is Drops Nepal. So a Nepal yarn from Drops is like a blend of wool and alpaca. So it's has a little bit more drape than like a pure wool. And I think it's quite beautiful in terms of like the design and the effect. And I did have a bit of an issue with one of the arms. See, I can't even tell anymore. Had like a bit of a poof, like, I don't know, something with the way I picked up or the way I knit the sleeve. One of the sleeves had a little bit of a poof going on, but I don't actually see it anymore. So I think that fixed itself. In terms of do I like it, I would give it a 4 out of 5. And in terms of do I wear it, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I'm wearing it more than I thought. I thought that in order for me to get wear out of this sweater, I'm gonna have to dye it, but I don't think so. I'm gonna keep it yellow for now. I might just change out the buttons. I think that's the only thing that maybe will make it a little less in your face, but it is warm. It's great for the winter weather. Is it a winter color? Not really, it doesn't matter, absolutely not. And I like the design. So I think like, obviously if I were to go back, I wouldn't have made it in this color, but I think it's actually, I've come around, I've accepted it for what it is, and I really like the design. So I guess if you like kind of colors like me, or if you're kind of like to knit with color, but maybe feel a little nervous wearing color, then maybe don't make anything in yellow, maybe. I don't know. That's just where I stand. Just do whatever makes you happy, obviously. All right, now I'm going to show you my last cardigan, and sadly it didn't really work out. It's going to be hard to show you because it does not fit. This is the Vivie cardigan by Nordland. It features cables everywhere, all the way up and down and on the sleeves, and I will stand up for you. It'll be tricky to show. I didn't actually fasten the buttons. I'm going to frog this. So there's double knitting all the way down the button, and I just kind of loosely put on buttons so I could see how it could look. That's why they're not secured. This is knit using Knitting for Olive merino and their soft silk mohair in the color Bordeaux, which is one of their kind of really popular colors, and it's popular for a reason. It's stunning. The cardigan is just like cables everywhere. It has like the horseshoe cable and then these kind of really delicate cables all the way down. I really loved it when I saw it on, when Nordland featured it on her Instagram, but mine didn't turn out like that. The sleeves are extremely tight. The size I made was wrong. I should have made it a bigger size. The neckline is really loosey-goosey, like it's like a weird boat neck. And I don't think that, you know, making the sleeves bigger or trying to make a different size is necessarily gonna make it more of a wearable garment for me. I think I just need to frog it. It's just a pattern that didn't work out. And the lesson that I learned from this is to maybe wait until I can see more projects on Ravelry or like on social media, so just so I can see how it looks on different people and like the feedback, because I think when patterns are released, you start to get feedback from people right away, like whether like the arms are too tight or the fit is weird or I really love it. So you get a sense kind of right away that even though there's things might work for certain people, that doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but you start to get a general sense of maybe whether or not that's something that could suit you or not. And with this, I didn't have any examples really of how it worked out. And I think that this yarn, I could be totally wrong, but I think for me, like something that's just a merino and a mohair, like a fingering weight merino and a mohair, doesn't really work for cables. Like, because I feel like all the cables are slightly muted. They're just not popping. And I don't know, I just wish I'd kind of used maybe a more toothier yarn, or yeah, like a more grittier wool yarn, as opposed to with the mohair. I think it just like, I feel like it should, you're like, you want popping cables, but then you're using yarn that's designed to kind of soften things. So you're kind of like, I feel like you're just doing the opposite thing in my experience. I don't know, I'm just based on my experience. So yeah, this cardigan is going to be frogged soon. It's going to be turned into either another cardigan, the Copenhagen cardigan, or TBD. But yeah, so that is the summary of all of my 10 cardigans that I've made. I'm actually really close to finishing the Dagmar jacket, so I would have featured it, but I still probably have another week left to go, and I really wanted to summarize all of my knit cardigans. Please let me know which one is your favorite. Do you like to make cardigans, or are you more of a sweater person? If you like this, then please feel free to subscribe or like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.